I still remember the plane was packed, and there was probably 3/4 of the plane was news media. The people that were sitting to the left of me and to the right of me were all worked for major news networks, coming in to cover the 1-year anniversary. I get to Haiti, and it's still the smells, the view, the rubble. It's all really still planted in my mind of exactly stepping off that plane for the first time, with the heat, humidity, and the smelling of garbage being burned, and going through customs and traveling through Port-au-Prince, seeing animals let loose and eating out of garbage piles, to women and men showering on the side of the road, because they were still living in shanties that were basically built on top of each other.
I'm on 42nd Street, Times Square, and I look up, and here it is on TV, magnitude 7.2 earthquake just hit Haiti, and no reports are coming in of death and destruction and all that stuff. My entire family actually was in Haiti at the time for a wedding. I couldn't make it because I just started a new job and I was still on probation. The first thing that I did was actually try to get in contact with my family, of which I was unable to actually do. It took me about 5 to 6 days to actually locate my family and to know that they were okay.
It was the first trip that I'd ever taken in response to disaster relief. We had done some things in Nashville around the flood, which was devastating, but to go somewhere, it's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and to see people that did not have adequate clothing, shelter, food, was very humbling and overwhelming. I came back, and for weeks, I just really couldn't adequately communicate the experience I had.
I think we were just blown away. It was so different from what we expected, and at the same time, we really felt like this was a place that we should be. I remember as we were leaving thinking, this place is probably under our skin in a real way. And I'm not sure why. It wasn't, it's a beautiful country in many ways, but where we stayed was hard, the work we did was hard. Hearing the stories of the suffering that people were still experiencing because of the earthquake were hard. And at the same time, I really got this sense of how hard people were willing to work to make it better. And I think that probably more than anything else for me was the hook. Also the chance to meet for the first time with our partner, Sam, at the Haitian American Caucus. Like, this guy was really committed, and it moved me. To see the conditions he was working in, the people he was working with, and that he just was not going to give up.
We had, kids coming into our school saying, hey, I can still hear my mom under the rubble, I can still, I can see my dad, I can see his eyes, but I can't get to him. Just really horrific stories that it's hard for anyone to really go through, but when you're talking about young kids, it's even much more traumatizing. Fast forward a little bit to 2011, the kids that we were working with were, of course, in extreme poverty. And as I'm online, I see this group called Souls for Souls saying that they're coming to Haiti to do shoe distributions after the quake. And I sent an email saying, hey, I have a school here in Croix-des-Bouquets at the time with about 250 students. Can you guys come and do a shoe distribution, because literally they have nothing on their feet? And I get an email back saying, absolutely, Sam, we would love to come down. And we also kind of see in this email that you do micro entrepreneurship. We would like to talk to you about what our plans are moving forward in Haiti. Of course, I said, okay, bring the shoes first, right? And then after the shoe distribution happened, I met with some of the executives at Souls for Souls, and the plan that they pitched to me, which I of course wasn't convinced at the time, was how do we to use shoes as a way to build economic empowerment, especially among Haitian women.
The beautiful thing about our partnerships is the relationships we make. So specifically in the town of Monwi, which we base a lot of our trips out of, through our travel alums, that town has literally been transformed. There are schools and feeding programs and orphanages now there that didn't exist, that now exist because a lot of individuals that traveled with us went home and they started nonprofits. And to me, that is absolutely beautiful. And I believe we're, providing opportunity to people through shoes and clothing, whether it's creating jobs or giving them something they need desperately to continue their life. But to see that happen in that town, there's so many opportunities now in Monwi because of people that traveled with us.
Their determination and sort of unwillingness to quit blows me away. When I think about all the reasons that it would be better to leave or just sort of lay down and wait for it to be over, I think I would make that choice. And yet here they are every time fighting for an opportunity to make their lives better so they can educate their kids, they can get their kids a safe place to sleep at night. I don't know that I can articulate how grateful I am for the opportunity to understand what it looks like to have that kind of commitment and help to even be a small part of it, and know that we didn't just show up once or twice, but we're there time after time. So now that they can trust us that we're going to be there, that they hold us accountable for what we're doing, and we get to see the results of that, is really a fantastic part of the Souls for Souls work, and personally one of the most gratifying things I've ever been involved in.
I think when I look back at when we first developed a relationship with Souls for Souls and the skepticism that I had of, whether or not, shoes can make the difference, whether or not shoes can really, change the narrative for so many women here in Haiti. And, nearly 10 years later, seeing all of the stories, all of the impact, all of the lives that continue to be changed, man, had I known that, nearly 10 years ago, I would have had a much different outlook on things to be able to see really, what that one pair can actually do, and to see the lives that can be changed, to me, it's incredible.